All right, Smells Like Teen Spirit bass line. We're just looking at the chorus and the verse. There's really only two patterns going on here. It's not very complicated. The first one, if you know the song, we've played it in class, and I'm assuming you know it. The Getting that rhythm kind of really as an earworm in your brain will help you significantly. The entire thing all we're talking about today are four notes. We're talking about an F, which is on the first fret of the lowest E of the low E string. We're talking about A sharp, which happens on the first fret of the second string, the A string. Sorry, and then the fourth fret on the E string is our third note, G sharp, and then the fourth fret on the A string, which is a C sharp for our last note. And you know from the rhythm that you've heard in class, if the guitarists are playing, we've got this position of F, A sharp, G sharp, C sharp. 1, 2, you can just use your index finger for that. 3, 4. And so what we have is this 3 notes in a row on each. Well, sorry, we've got this down, up, down. I'm using a pick, as Chris Novoselic would have used a pick as well. If you want, you can certainly use your thumb, or your fingers, sorry. Put your fingers on a thumb onto a thumb rest. You'll see on the music that in that first structure, there's this slide that happens from 1 to 3 on the A string like this. And then there's a slide that happens from the 4th fret to the 3rd fret on the A string later on in that same pattern. But those slides are more an effect of movement than they are design. So it's not as though it was written like... They weren't quite that prominent. They were more like... You can just hear my hand dropping down to get back into position. So that's where they would have come into. There's a slide there, but it's not meant to be like a strike, slide, like you might on a guitar. So the first structure, pretty straightforward. The second structure are these straight 16th notes where we were going... Sorry, 8th notes, pardon me. Where we would doing the same, but instead of making this pattern with a we would just be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You can follow along the music if you listen to it. You can hear it's really, whenever the music is hard and the gain is high, the distortion is high, is when we're doing... But then when we get into the part where the guitarist is playing that da-da, and then we can hear the Kurt singing load up on guns, this is when we would be back to a straight time on these 8th notes of... When it gets back into the chorus after the hello hellos, when we get to with the lights out, it's less dangerous, you would hear it go back to the first pattern like this. With the lights out. Now I'm doing a lot of this muted stuff there, and that's because I've been playing guitar for so long that I don't know if I can help myself. Well, I'll try here. I don't know that Chris Novoselic is hitting those muted notes, but they'll help with your timing. he would be more likely to honestly be going like this. See, it's just starting to do it again there. Regardless, an easy, very easy song to play around with, and you can get most of it there. I haven't talked about the bridge in there. I will probably throw that up another day. It's not as hard on the bass as it is on the guitar, so that's good. That's all we've got for now. If you do have any questions, please message me. But that's kind of where we are. We're going to take a look at something new on the 6th and go from there. Okay, thanks very much.